I'm Megan with Happy Tails Pet Care, and I'm a professional pet expert and nutrition consultant. My goal is to educate people about animals and help pet owners provide the best care to their beloved pets. See a pet in my video you like? Let me know, and I will feature that pet in more videos. Hi everyone, so I'm back today to talk about the best types of pets that you can get for kids. Christmas is right around the corner, and a lot of kids are asking for pets for Christmas. And unlike most people, I'm not going to say that pets are not gifts. You definitely should never buy an animal for somebody who does not want one, or for somebody who has not asked for one. But if somebody is asking for a pet for Christmas or for their birthday, and that is what they really want, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get them that as a gift if they are able to care for it. Pets can teach kids a lot of responsibility, especially if you teach your child to take care of the pet by themselves. Here are some pets that I recommend for kids. So if your kid is asking you for a pet for Christmas, hopefully this will help you pick the right pet for you and them. This is Cupcake and Cherry, and they are guinea pigs. Guinea pigs I highly recommend as pets for kids, especially young children, because in general, guinea pigs do not bite and do not scratch. So they're pretty safe for young kids. Some of the pros of having a pet guinea pig is that they are very affectionate. They do not have a very strong odor. They do have pretty easy cage requirements, and they also have a pretty easy diet to keep up with. On a daily basis, guinea pigs should be fed hay as well as grass pellets, and you can also give them vegetables as treats. Some of the cons of owning a pet guinea pig is that they can be very noisy. They are very quiet at night. However, during the day they will squeal a lot, especially when they see you. And they just squeal a lot when they're excited. They make a lot of different noises, greeting you when they get scared, just different things like that. However, they are not very loud. So it just really depends on the person whether you want a pet that's very quiet or if you're okay with a little bit of noise. Another thing about guinea pigs is that they do scare very easily. They get very excited when they see their owner, but once you come up to the cage, then they get scared and they run away. It's just the way that they are, but if you spend a lot of time with them, they will start to remember you. Again, I definitely recommend these for young children. And as far as their price goes, guinea pigs are rather economical. They are not too expensive in stores. Guinea pigs are indoor pets, and you should always have at least 2 guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are extremely social, and they do not like to be by themselves, so always get at least 2. And make sure that you get either 2 girls or 2 boys. They have babies very easily, and if you get a boy and a girl, you will be having babies in no time. So 2 boys or 2 girls, and that's ideal. And the next pet that I want to talk to you about is rabbits. Rabbits are another great pet for young kids. They can be indoor or outdoor pets. And if you do want to keep a rabbit inside, I think it's better to get a smaller breed of rabbit. There's lots of different breeds. So when you do look into getting a rabbit, just look into the different breeds and sizes. Some of the pros of owning a pet rabbit is that they are more intelligent than guinea pigs. Their diet is also very easy, and just like guinea pigs, it's hay and pellets every day and offer vegetables as well. They have pretty easy cage requirements. And unlike guinea pigs, rabbits are very quiet. They're not going to be making any noise for the most part. Some of the cons of a rabbit is that they do have very sharp nails, which can scratch you even accidentally. So if you have a rabbit, you're most likely going to be scratched by them. Kind of like a cat, sometimes they don't even mean to, it just happens. Another con about rabbits is that they do have a strong odor. So if you keep their cage in the house, you will need to clean it very often. The price range for rabbits is again very economical. They're not one of the cheapest pets, but they're very far from being expensive pets. And if you just want to own one, that's okay as long as you interact with them on a regular basis. And if you're not going to be interacting with them hardly at all, then you should have more than one rabbit. This rabbit here is a Holland Lop, and he's just about full grown. And next on the list are hamsters. Hamsters I recommend for older kids. They can be pretty nippy, so you might not want to have a young kid handling them. Some of the pros of owning a hamster is that they do have easy cage requirements. They have minimum odor, and they are also pretty quiet. The loudest thing from a hamster is going to be its wheel when it's running on it at night. However, you can get silent wheels so that it doesn't make a lot of noise. Some of the cons of owning a hamster is that they can bite. Hamsters actually do tend to bite a lot, especially the smaller ones. So the smaller ones are mostly just for viewing. They can be hard to handle since they do bite a lot, and the bigger ones can be handled often depending on the hamster, of course, if it's okay with you handling them, or they might bite. Hamsters, of course, are indoor pets. If you have a large hamster, you should only have one. However, the small dwarf hamsters are very social, and they should always be kept in pairs or more. And hamsters are not very expensive. Large hamsters should be under $20, and their cage is really where you're going to spend the most money. The next pet on our list is rats. Some of the pros about owning pet rats is that they are very affectionate, they are very intelligent. It's kind of like having a dog. They can be trained to do tricks, they can come to their name, they're very, very smart. And they're also pretty quiet for the most part, as well as they are some of the cheapest pets to own. Rats are very cheap to buy, and they're also pretty cheap to maintain. Some of the cons of owning pet rats is that they do have a little bit stronger odor than some of the other pets, such as guinea pigs or hamsters. And most commercial pet rat food is actually not adequate for rats. So what I do for my pet rats is I make all of their meals from scratch using vegetables, canned beans, chicken, things like that. And it's not expensive, but it is a little time consuming. Rats are indoor pets, and I recommend them for older children just because they can slip out of your hands and they are a little fast, so they might not be good for small kids since they might not be able to hold on to them. It's really important that if you decide to get a pet rat that you get at least 2. Rats are very social and they love being with other rats, so make sure that you never keep a rat by itself. Another pet that I think is good to mention are bearded dragons. Bearded dragons are the only reptile that I would recommend for kids. Reptiles can be difficult to care for. They are much different than rodents and require a lot more care. Bearded dragons are also one of the only reptiles that you can handle a lot. There's lots of reptiles in the pet trade that you actually can't pick up. They're just to look at. The care level of bearded dragons is difficult, and there's a couple of reasons why. For the most part, bearded dragons will only eat insects if they are alive, and bearded dragons need to be fed live insects on a regular basis. They are also fed salads, which is a little bit easier, but you do have to have live insects for them. They also need special heat and lighting provided. Bearded dragons need a basking temperature of 100 degrees, and they also need a UVV light in order to process calcium. Their food also needs to be coated with calcium on a regular basis. I recommend this reptile only for older kids and if the adult is going to be helping with the care, since it can be difficult. And the price range for bearded dragons is a little bit more expensive than the average pet. Another awesome kid-friendly pet is a ferret. Some of the pros of owning pet ferrets is that they are extremely intelligent, they're pretty quiet, and their diet is also very easy to maintain because you can just buy packaged ferret food for them, kind of like dogs and cats. Ferrets are also extremely friendly, and it's kind of like having a cat. Some of the cons of owning pet ferrets is that they do have a very strong odor in their poop and urine, so their cages do need to be cleaned on a daily basis, if not more often. Another con is that ferrets can be nippy, and that just depends on the ferret you get. I recommend that when you go to buy a ferret, just play with it for a while and see how it does. Usually the ferrets that are nippy will immediately start trying to bite you, and it's just the way that they play, but that might not be good for a kid, so you want to get a ferret that's a little calmer and doesn't try to nip. Ferrets do require large cages, and they also need to be let out of their cage so that they can exercise and play. Ferrets sleep for about 18 hours a day, so if you're not home a lot or your child does not have a lot of time to spend with an animal, this might be a good pet for them because the ferret's going to be asleep most of the time and be awake for a couple of hours when you do have the time to interact with them. I recommend always having 2 or more ferrets because they are very social and they do not like to be alone. As for the price range of ferrets, they are expensive pets. They're a lot more expensive than most of the small pets that you can get. Another pet that I highly recommend is hedgehogs. However, I do recommend this for older kids. Hedgehogs can be very difficult to pick up and grab. Their quills do hurt. When they relax, they don't, but when they first wake up, their quills do hurt. So I definitely recommend this only for older kids. Some of the pros of owning a hedgehog is they do have an easy diet. There is commercial hedgehog food available on the market. They have pretty easy cage requirements, and they're also very cute. Some of the cons of owning a hedgehog is that their quills do hurt, like I mentioned. They can be difficult to pick up. And hedgehogs are mostly nocturnal, so they're going to be awake mostly just during the night. I recommend only one hedgehog per cage, and the price range for them is a little bit more expensive. If your child is asking for a pet, it might be easier to get a small animal that stays in a cage. But I definitely don't want to leave dogs and cats out of this video. They can make great pets as well. So cats versus dogs, they both make great pets. Cats do use a litter box and for the most part do not need to be trained. Dogs do need to be trained to go to the bathroom outside. Cats can care for themselves and do not require a whole lot of attention, so that can be a good thing for some people. Dogs require a lot of attention, but they're also really fun to take out on walks and to the park. And of all of the animals that I showed you in this video, cats and dogs will require the most vet care. Of course, all animals need vet care on occasion, but dogs and cats need regular checkups as well as vaccinations. I hope this video was helpful for you in picking out a pet for your family. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This list of pets is what I think make the best pets for children. However, if there is a pet that you think I left out of the video or wonder why I might not have shown a certain pet, let me know in the comments and I will answer your questions. If you would like more information about any of the pets in the video, please let me know and I can also make care videos for each of those pets. Thanks for joining us and see you guys again next time.